Warning, this video is only for 14 and up, and if you're under, please leave this video because I will not be accused of something I don't want to be accused of. Please, if you're under, leave the video. Stories go through the air. You can listen and you cannot. But stories are here to help. Understand what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes stories can do the opposite. There's no right or wrong. You have to form your own opinion. But that is not what you're here for. You're here to listen to this silly little god of this channel. Listens to his mind going on about his stories, about the different worlds where he's traveling to, and where he can make some small different in a timeline. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy. Let's begin. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. And we are continuing to the last part of What If Deku Was a Monster Hunter. Part 5. Yes, the series will end in this one. There was 4 parts. Part 1 is 6 hours, and then the 3 others is more the beginning of the series. But I consider part 1 the most important one. That's like 6 fucking hours of me recording. So, yeah. Hope you guys will, well, enjoy. Last episode, it was more about training, but that's not really mostly important. Today is gonna be the USJ incident, so I hope you guys will enjoy the beginning of that, and you can see the difference in the timeline. Yeah, there's not much to say, so hope you guys enjoyed. Let's begin. We start in the, outside of UA's main door of the UA high school building. We see 3 people standing there: Shotai Isawa, Izuku Midoriya, and Alice. I don't think I gave her last name. Well, Alice. Standing outside, waiting for the students of Class 1A to come to them so they can go to the place they need to go. Izuku was standing there with his full armor of Raffian weapons on him, with his Raffian sword and shield on his back. Alice having her light bowgun on her back and wearing her Raffian armor. Or Raffalos. Raffalos. I think Raffalos. Fuck, those 2 names always get me hits and tails of which one it is. But anyways, all 3 of them are standing outside waiting for the students of Class 1A. And no, only Class 1A actually. Wait. Yeah, I only think it's Class 1A. If I'm wrong, I will leave them in the description. I'm so sorry. If Class 1B is there, then they are there. But if not, it's only Class 1A. So, both of them are waiting outside for the students to come out. Izuku and Alice having small talks with Shotai Isawa beside them. He asked in curiosity, by the way, about their actual jobs. He hasn't talked to them that much. They've kind of been busy, so this was kind of a moment they could talk. They're answering the question simply, probably wondering where the others are. Well, Adrian Mano is with Class 1B right now, or wait, no, Isuku has 1A and 1B for studies with Monster Hunter. I think I said he wanted them to be together, but so maybe Class 1B there, so Lad 1 King. Okay, let me just make this easier for me. Class 1A is going to the USJ first. Because Isuku did ask for this change very late. So that will not happen until after the sports festival, where Class 1A and Class 1B classes will be together in Monster Hunter classes. Little information for the future. But if that's not the case, and you look back on the episode, fucking roast me. I want you guys to roast me fuck in the comments. But they are right now in the... Class 1A is the only group that's coming out. So they are waiting for that. Mano and Adrian. Adrian, I think, is with the he's with the third years with the hunter classes. Adrian is with the second year. Isuku and Alice is taking on the first years because they are newer. The second year and third years has already tried the hunter classes, or the information the hunter classes gave them. So yeah, that's one point. After, well... Oh, and their handler is also there. I can't remember her name. No, his name? I don't remember his name. Or was it her? Fuck it. Her is... No. I think I made it like 2 boys, 1 girl. So yeah, it's him. Izuku and Alice handler is a guy. If I remember correctly. He has a... he's corkless? Or not? It's been such a long time. I forget details. But all 4 of them are there waiting for the class to come out. After some few moments, Class 1A trickled out and... Well, Isuku and Alice looked at Razorhead to just say, "It's your class, you put them on the bus." Look, and their handler also got on the bus. Both of them sits in the front of the seats with their equipment beside them. The handler is going through paperwork and everything else. After some few moments of hearing Ida Tenya, the Class 1A president, yelling, and everyone's getting on the bus, I think Shinzo replaced Isuku in this one. I think. Yeah, because Isuku has a stepsister, but she's like the 3rd years. Anyways, Isuku and Alice get their equipment ready, like smoke bombs, trank bombs, traps, and whatever. Even though they don't need them, they still have them on them for safety's sake. After getting on, the bus started to ride away towards the USJ. Isugo looks back to see the class 1A was well, talking about a lot of things when Suyu turned to, Alice and Isuku. I may ask, Ribbit, but I haven't asked this, but what is the biggest monster you have fought? The biggest monster we have fought? Yes, in entire hunting experience you have. It was an elder dragon. A highly dangerous species of monsters. Also known as the natural disasters. Rare, but not rare enough. Bakugo scoffed in the back, but Isugu turned to him immediately. You can think you could try to beat them, Bakugo, but you can't. Hell, the Elder Dragon we fought eats Elder Dragons. Bakugo looked at Isugu with a little anger, but looked away. What do you mean, Sensei? An Elder Dragon eating Elder Dragons? His name is Nagagante. An Elder Dragon in the New World, as we call it. He's highly dangerous. He hunts weaker Elder and older Elder Dragons to eat them. That's his main food system. He mostly lives in the New World and wouldn't move anywhere else. We fought one a couple of months ago. Hell, we almost didn't survive the fight. We are not ready for Elder Dragons yet. You almost died. Yes. I have a massive scar on my back right now. Alice has one as well, same as Mono and Adrian. All of us was not left unscarred. And we had very good armor sets on at that point, fighting that monster. Not these, but others. We mostly prefer our different sets. When we fought it, it ambushed us. Luckily, Alice killed it with one shot when it was weakened. All of us survived, but was in recovery for a few months before we came to UA. Ribbit, is this a retirement for you? Hell no, not a retirement. All of us can work in tip-top shape now. Hell, I think I can beat a... I can probably beat a... 20 great Jaguarist at one time. Even you cannot do that. That's a little impossible, Isuku. Alice said with a little smile on her face. Oi! Yeah, probably true. Everyone in Class 1A smiled at the interaction between them. After some few moments, they arrived at the USJ, with all of them getting off, with Isuku, Alice, and their handler meeting 13 and greeting her, shaking her hand and everything else. When they stood beside, and well, not much changed here. Uraka gets excited about 13, and 13 talks about the quirk when they went inside of the USJ. When they get inside, something happens that shocked everyone. The lights started to go out. What is this? Izuku didn't like this, so he immediately pulled his sword and shield out. Well, Izuku immediately pops the drinks he has that can boost him up for a little while. Aizawa? Yes, Midoriya. Let's get everyone out quickly as possible. I agree. I don't think I said he survived. Let's say didn't survive. If I'm wrong, then it's another guy. In the middle, when Izuku looked down at the fountain, a black portal arrived, opening up in front of them. And a man with a blue coat and white frills walks out, walking with a few people behind him. Yep, definitely doesn't fucking like this. Izuku pulls out his sword and holds it in his hands, with Alice pulling out her light bowgun and putting in tranq darts in them. When the villains were walking out, the students tried to, move forward, but 13, being warned, was already moving them away from the battle. What do you say? We're not allowed to fight them, but not allowed to fight human with our weapons. I can hit the ground with tranq. Before she could continue, a few stomps came from the portal, opening up to see a Raphian. A Raphalos. The armor set that Izuku is wearing. The monster that the armor set and weapons come from. It came out, but this one was sick bastards. There was tubes around its neck, having liquids inside of them, going into the mouth of the creature. Mouth of the, wyvern. Over its eyes with a purple-eyed look. Glowing purple eyes. Yep. Okay, new plan. We take care of the monster, you take care of the villains. Got it. Alice immediately started aiming down towards the people that was down there. When Izuku and the others heard, "Be afraid, future heroes. We're the Metaration army. It's the Liberation Army. And we have come with proof that hunters are not worth it." The man pointed at the wyvern under his control. Alice starts shooting. Got it. The guy tried to talk, but a few shots came from Alice, hitting the grounds with tranq darts. The man jumped away and throwing ice around them, to blocking everything away from the man, but the kind of powder or the smoke that comes out hit some few of the villains, knocking them out, and she started to shoot around knocking a few villains out with Izuku and Aisawa running down the stairs. Alice will keep us covered. I got it, villains. Just get that creatures away from here. Got it. When they were down, Izuku and Aisawa immediately rushed over to the group. Some of them was being knocked out, but some did attack Izuku. To do self-defense, he's still not allowed to use his sword, but in the case that he has a sword or shield or something else, like the lance, charge blade, and bow, gun lance, he can only use the shield to knock away the villains or knock them out. So he started to hit some of the villains that comes near him, hitting them in the face and the guts, throwing them away and everything else. Izuku hears from the top of the stairs his, handler. The guild permits you to capture the Wyvern Raffian. Nodding at this, Izuku came in front of the Raffian, with it letting out a roar, knocking some of the villains back and staggering a lot of the villains. Izuku drew out his sword and got ready to fight it. Alright then, buddy. Let's get you out of those machines. He rushed forward and trying to attack, but the Wyvern flew up in the air and shit, what is... It flew up in the air to let out a fireball, with Izuku blocking it with his shield. After that, the Wyvern tried to, tried to crush Izuku under him, but running underneath the talons that was there so he doesn't get poisoned, Izuku jumps up from a guy that was knocked on the ground. He jumps on the guy's back and then jumps up, landing on the tail of the monster, starting to injure it with its knife. Izuku jumps around to open some few wounds that Alice could probably hit. After doing that, opening like 2 wounds, one in the back, one in the head, Izuku slammed his shields into the neck of the, Wyvern, trying to get the machine off, but it was very tough material. Smashing into it more and more, but he was actually thrown up from the Wyvern. It reached out, the Rathalons was flying in the air after throwing off Izuku. It's Rathalos now. I just saw its fight. Few clips of its fighting game style. After Izuku was on its back and being thrown off, the Rathalos flew up in the air and started to throw fireballs at Izuku. Izuku jumping, rolling away and blocking with its shield, but looking around, he could see that Aisawa had to dodge away from the fight between Izuku and the Rathalos. But some of the villains were getting burnt and just roasted by it. The villain that Aisawa was fighting right now was a man that could control ice. It also seems like he has a machine to freeze ice so he can make more. Izuku looks over to see the black portal guy he saw, but he was already gone. Wait, I think I said Loud Cloud was alive, didn't I? Then this is a different guy if I was wrong. Yeah, I think I said he was alive, so this is a different guy that has a the portal quirk. But it's a dead guy that's turned into Kurogiri that's not Ikaro, or sorry, or he's not Aizawa's dead friend. But yeah, Izuku looked for the portal guy, but he was not being found down in the down with Aizawa and him. The shots from, well, Alice was still came down from the stairs, but sometimes it stops for a few moments, meaning that the portal guy may be up with the students and her. Going back to the fight, Izuku sees that the Rathalos is now swinging its tail towards Izuku. Seeing this, he put up his shield and being flung back from, well, Rathalos. Shit! I need those braces off! For the neck... the choker off of it. Running towards Izuku runs, at it, striking the Rathalos with his weapon. Unluckily for him, because he didn't know this would come, he still has his favorite weapon on him. After some few moments, the Rathalos roars, flying up a little and slam down on the ground, launching a few villains away from the fight, but it also landed on some few of them, crushing them to death. This reminded Izuku of the time he met his first monster. Shaking his head, he runs over to the fountain that has been shut off at some point, or no, the fountain is now covered in ice. Rushing over and jumping up into the air, landing on one of fountains. The fountain has those bowls, platforms, that Izuku jumps up to one of them and then jumps up into the air, with the Rathalos coming over, taking a move from the Rathian, trying to bite Izuku, going side to side, but missed. Izuku launched up into the air and landed on the back of the Rathalos again. Climbing up to the neck, Izuku pulls out his dagger and started to stab the machine again. This time, because it got more damaged, he could hurt it more and more and more. After some few minutes of doing this, he was flung off again from the Rathalos. Landing on the ground, he saw that Aizawa was still dealing with the ice villain, shutting off his quirk, but the guy, sometimes always trying to, use everything else. Izuku could not see what was going on around him when he heard a big boom. Everyone looks up into up the stairs, where they saw All Might up at the stairs, looking down at the villains and the fight between Izuku and the Rathalos. Izuku didn't see much of it before he had to go back to the fight. But at one point, Izuku was, blocking an attack from the Rathalos when All Might came over to punch it in its face, launching it back. Izuku immediately turned around to yelled at All Might. "The fuck are you doing, All Might?" Sending this I don't care. Deal with the villains. The monsters are to me. Young man, I don't care. Deal with the villains, not the monster. All Might, seeing the words Izuku said, immediately turns around to help Aizawa with the ice villain. At this point, Alice was already down on the ground helping Izuku out, trying to knock out the Rathalos. Alice was shooting the braces when Izuku is distracting it, blocking and everything else when Izuku could feel something cold creeping towards them. Rathalos, feeling something, flew up into the air and hitting the ground with a fireball. Izuku jumping away from the area he was just fighting it to see Todoroki trying to interfere with the fight. The Rathalos went down to the ground trying to slam into Todoroki, him sliding away from the Rathalos over to Izuku and Alice that stood together. Standing beside, before he could do anything else, he was being grabbed by Izuku and pulling him away. Get to the others! No, you can't! Get to the others! The voice that Izuku has towards Todoroki told him not to interfere. Izuku rushed forward to, slam into the monster, slamming its head, the claws, and almost breaking the actual weird glasses above the... it had weird glasses above the Rathalos' eyes. Breaking them so the Rathalos could, get more control of itself. But before the fight could continue, the ice guy was standing, alone with Bakugo holding the guy with the portal quirk down. The portal quirk guy called himself Kirigiri. The guy ordered, the Rathalos to attack Bakugo. Before it could do it, Izuku immediately slammed, seeing a wound on it, Izuku immediately slammed into it and cutting the Rathalos so it couldn't move towards Bakugo. The Rathalos, after getting up, slammed Izuku away and threw a fireball at, Bakugo. Bakugo, seeing this, dodged away but had to let go of Kurogiri. The portal guy went over to the ice quirk dude and, seeing the issue, teleported them both away. At this point, Kirishima tried to move ahead, but Aizawa stopped him, with Bakugo trying to go ahead as well, but All Might stopped him. What are you doing? Those two... We can't interfere. But you punched it! Yes, and I'm gonna get trouble for it. Same as Todoroki. Let them do their jobs. We don't have permission to hunt ecosystems. This is bullshit! I know, but this is the only thing we can do. Izuku rushed forward and, with the help of, he doesn't have his Palico partners with him. Running up to the, Rathalos, it swinged its tail around with Izuku jumping on it, rushing up to the top again and started to cut, this time cutting into the machine with his sword. Because slamming it into the machine because there was a wound on the neck. slamming his shield, doing the, shield attack on a wound on its back. Monster move. I don't know what's actually called. But when he did it, he slams more of the machine to it was destroyed. Cutting into it with his weapon, Izuku launched himself off with some of the machine parts being broken off. After a few moments, the Rathalos shook its head in confusion of what it was doing here. Izuku immediately rushed under it, setting down a shock trap. After a few moments, it went off, shocking the Rathalos into, standing still. Alice immediately launched trank darts at its, face, trying to put it asleep, with Izuku rushing over, throwing down a sleeping bomb. After some few seconds, the Rathalos started to fall asleep, landing on the ground unconscious. Izuku breathed hardly because this was kinda hard. A person that could control a monster was not great. And this being the Meta Liberation Army being, doing this was not boding well. Izuku sighed and walked over to the Rathalos, checking on its health and its condition. Cutting off the rest of the machine and taking it off, seeing that the machine has multiple big needles and small needles on its neck, pumping in a sort of liquid that could control it. Putting it away and making sure that the Rathalos' wings were tucked into its body and its tail was, making sure that it could move with some few help by Momo that arrived. They make sure the Rathalos couldn't move at all. After some few minutes of waiting, police ambulance has arrived with some cops and some few members of the guild that's sent to Japan. After some few moments, the guild members has loaded the, Raffian into a monster cage that will take them to a research and a place where they can rehab making sure that the Rathalos was okay to go back in nature. Luckily, there was only a few broken scales and claws that can regrow back. Izuku didn't damage the tail to cut it off. This was an only capture mission to make sure that the Rathalos was not hurt in this fight. Izuku, seeing the Rathalos off, walked over to the students. All of you did good. Even though I didn't see what you have done, you did very good this time. But, turning to Todoroki that was looking away, you are in big trouble. Next time you see a hunter and a monster fight, you don't interfere. No, you could not. You almost trapped me in your eyes. But luckily for me, I could see the Raffian notice something before it flew away. Like we said in one of our lessons, the monsters can sense your quirks. Quirks can be sensed by monsters. Only a few quirks can blow under the radar,
but that's very fucking rare. So you never interfere again. Yes, sir. Good. Izuku looked over at the item that was on the raffian being taken by the guild. This feels familiar. After the USJ, a couple of days has passed since the attack, and right now the UA staff was being told by a representative of the police station and one guild member. After the detective has talked, the guild members walked forward. As the Rathalos that was captured and restrained in the USJ's, was researched and make sure that its health was correctly presumed healthy, we have discovered some few other signs of the creature. And what is that? Principal Nezu asked. The Rathalos seems not very healthy. Its food was not its natural food. It was like pet food. It was being fed food for dogs, cats, or like monsters. Unhealthy for it. Its body was not in the right shape or size. And the liquid that was pumping through it made sure the mind was under control of a master. This technology is not great in this group's hands. Everyone looked at the, results. What about the machine? The machine is the similar technology of the attractor. The attractor that attracted monsters towards Paris a few months ago. Almost a year ago, I think. By now. A year or two ago. I remember that, Izuku said with everyone looking at him. A machine was, put around Paris, or somewhere in somewhere in French. It is in the first episode. It attracted monsters, putting out some pheromones that was different. The machine looked similar but different, meaning the same people that made the machine that attract monsters to city is now capturing monsters for an army. Are you sure? The Liberation Army, an old quirk faction that only allowed quirk people to exist in their view of the world. With our world combining with the hunter's world. They are not happy that quirk people are now the minorities. Only found in the cities. Not in villages, not in tribes. Only in the protected city of our continent. They're making a statement now. I see. What would you want us to do? Track this group down as fast as possible. Track in cities, that's more likely to happen. Cities in the mountains, cities in domes. Track all of them. You sure, little listener? It's the only way. Alright then. Izuku looked at the paperwork of the chemicals that were used to hypnotize the monster. These people are trying to mess with ecosystems. Luckily for them, the story of Fatalis doesn't actually exist. If it does, they're fucked. And yeah, that's mostly it from this series. Wow, okay. I don't know what to say here at the end. It's been a enjoyable ride, even though it's months and months between these episodes. I did enjoy this series. Seeing in of the world of My Hero Academia combining with the world of Monster Hunters is interesting to kind of imagine it happens. Like two worlds just combine into one. How did you guys like that All For One is the actual reason why, but Nana is mostly also in it? The reason why the two worlds combined. I know I kind of rushed the last two episodes out. Well, kind of rushed this out. Rushed this episode out than I usually do. And sorry, I kind of sound sick. I'm not, but my voice is not great today. So, yeah, that's mostly it. I hope you guys did enjoy this series, and well, I'm not gonna continue it. I will probably say that if any of you actually wants to continue this story, I wouldn't mind you guys putting out your own story on YouTube. Just leave it in my comments. Leave the link to your video or the fanfiction site you have it on, and the story you want this to continue, this storyline. You can make it your own. I'm not gonna continue it. I just wanted to do these 5 parts up to the USJ incident. So if you're interested to push this forward, I wouldn't mind. Just put your own version of it down in the comments. Leave a link to a video or a link to the fanfiction you have, well, a fanfiction site you are writing on, so I can read it or anything else. I highly recommend, if you want to continue this, do whatever you want. Just look back at my old videos so you can't be like me, just forgetting a lot of shit. Yeah, that is mostly it. If you want to leave a comment, leave them in the comments. If you want, leave a huge ass question and you want me to read it up, leave it in the comments or over in my series I play through Monster Hunter World. I Spawn for the first time, or I play through Monster Hunter World again series where I play through Monster Hunter World, and it's DLC. If you leave the large questions there, if you want them to be read up by me, leave them there, or in the comments saying, I want this to be read in a video. Want this question, or I want this question in a video. Then leave your question and I will read it up. Yeah, so that's actually mostly it. I hope you guys will enjoy. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later. Have a wonderful, 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 wonderful day, my blue masks. Bye-bye. Mind the explosions.